Welcome, one and all, for all is one. Limelight in the twilight. This is a quick reading for you. Current energy. These are the two tarot decks. This is the Oracle Animal deck. Okay. And the only deck you're not seeing is the Dragon deck here. Okay. Hope all's doing well. Let's get right into it, shall we? Unscripted, uncut, bringing it to you live and raw. Okay. I don't edit anything and I have no scripts. Okay. Strictly reading the energy of the cards. Let's get into it. Okay. The number 14 card, the only deck you don't see, the Dragon Oracle, is understanding, looking at both sides. This is the ibis. The number is 22. That's a master number. Ibis is also depicted as Thoth, Jehuti, same as Mercury, Hermes Trismegistus, and a couple other full pages of epithet. Okay, it's a deep dive if you want to check it out. Okay, Divine Spirit, great light of y'all. What is the message for the collective? What's the current message, Divine Spirit? Thank you. Bottom of the deck, Peacock. And you have Authenticity with Wolf. Number 17. That's the star card in the tarot. 22 is basically the full reach in the world and universe 21 card, and then he goes back to 0. Okay? This is higher consciousness. This is the messenger of the gods. Okay? And the scribe. It's great wisdom and understanding, balanced and ordered equilibrium. Okay? Seeing both sides of something. Yeah. Because our perspective and our observation is very thin, right? Yeah. So we want to kind of zoom out and, not take a side of a story without knowing the entire story just because it's somebody that, we want to support and believe every word they say. I'm not saying that people close to you are liars. I'm just saying, let's look at the entire picture and not just part of the picture. I'm kind of intrigued by the fact that there's two peacocks' tails here. There's actually 4 because there's 2 here and then there's probably 2 on the other side for these 2 tails here. So 39 is the number. This is 12 or 3. Okay, so those numbers might mean something to you. Okay, but as you see, what's the peacock known for? Proud and flamboyant and, look at me, look at me. The individual there, the shaman, is saying, tone that down a little bit. Just, you can still shine. Okay, just not egotistically and abundance and flash and, I don't know what the kids call it these days, but you know what I mean, flash. Yeah. Okay. Tarot decks. Oh. 2 of Cups on the bottom of this deck. We'll save that for last. And the Fool. Okay. You could be embarking on a new journey. In fact, you might even be making it through the 22 arcane, getting to the world and universe card and getting ready to go back to that zero. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune. So let's see. Divine Spirit, Great Light of God, what's the message here? My call for the collective. What's our current energy at this time? Please, Spirit. Too many. Yeah. Truth. Full. Ace of Swords. Too many, too many, too many. Divine Spirit. What's the message for us? The collective. Oh. Do you want that one? No, it's two. Okay. This one. One more, please, Spirit. One more for what's building up to this current moment. Okay. How about several more? Oh, it's too many, man. Let's just take the top. There we go. Eight of Pentacles, mastery of that Fool. There's the Fool again. Okay. Through your rituals, prayer. You know, this is wish fulfillment here with the 9. 7 of Cups. You can pick and do what you want through your imagination and your connectivity with all there is. And yeah. Okay. So 4 of Cups, Temperance, and the Magician. Wow. Okay. So 4 of Cups is usually the guy sitting there and he's sitting on the ground and kind of looking kind of mopey. He's like, meh. Disappointed and disgusted, right? Well, 4 Cups is Spirit offering, you know, the cup that he can't see coming out. Here you go, man. Here, take this cup. You know? So, this could be your divine connection here with this understanding and wisdom reaching Binah. Yeah, on the tree, number 2. Okay. Looking at both sides is like, to me, have more than just one perspective, and you know, both having that aerial perspective. Okay. And then also the head's really small so they can see quite a bit of radius. Yeah. Have awareness. That's, try to expand your perspectives. Okay. Like the shaman is like all 12 of us on the wheel, you know, having 12 people in the same room, seeing that many different perspectives, something like that. Okay. Not saying you can do 12, but yeah, just keep an open mind. Okay. Because in that we balance out within us, you know, our biases and judgments and, you know, pre-programmed belief and all of that, you know, plays a big factor in our judgments upon others and situations and events. Yeah. So it's about kind of eliminating some of that and balancing it out, you know, the alchemical process. This is the only card I've ever seen with the spiral there that is the DNA sequence and what our DNA, yeah. The helix, yeah. So it's saying balance it out, you know, and bring some of this wisdom down to earth and ground it and you know, join your masculine and feminine within you, balance the equilibrium there. Okay. Because, you know, becoming the magician, you know, he's got access to all. See that? Look at that. Kind of looks like his caduceus there. His staff of Hermes kind of looks like the DNA sequence right there, don't it? Wonder why that is. The masculine and feminine, he's got all elements at his disposal. Yeah. So it's learning that understanding of becoming a manifester and using our masculine and feminine and joint hemi-syncing our two sides of our brain, because the left and the right, that's what it is. Okay. So yeah, spirit's got something coming in. Just try to have more perspective and a little more alertness, and you might see it. Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, maybe a little love. Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups. Can't make it up. Look, see, something you're not seeing. Well, here, okay, because you refuse to, because you're dissatisfied in some way, and it shows in your outward appearance, and it kind of limits your view and your vision. Yeah. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, yeah. This might be what Spirit's trying to offer you, that cup. Might have somebody in mind for you. Okay. You might be saying, "Oh, Chris, not another love reading." I can't help what the energy that comes out. It just comes out. And it's a time of love right now for some reason, because it's been the last probably 2 or 3 days, and not in every single reading, but it's dominating. Whoa. Dominating readings right now. The only one in my hand is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Pentacles. I don't know what my issue is here. Maybe it's this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. I usually have that on a different finger when I'm meditating. So, see, I'm not dropping all them cards now. Divine Spirit, Great Light of the All. What's the current energy? That's why they came. Let's give them the current energy. We've got the energy building up to this moment. Okay, we've seen the bottom on what's unseen. We hear you, Spirit. Okay. One more, please, Spirit. Divine Spirit, Great Light. One more, please. That one. Okay. Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. That's hard work and mastery. Okay. Like, you're really honing this ability here with the Magician, and maybe you do have the ability to see both sides. Okay. But you're not seeing what Spirit's trying to bring into you, because maybe you're too busy right here in this process. And I don't blame you, because we can have anything come in, and if we're not ready for it and we're too hung up on the past, son, okay, we don't see it, or we don't take care of it and we lose it. He's worked too hard on all of these hieroglyphs here, and he's doing one stone at a time. But he's mastered his craft. So whatever that is to you and what you're doing, yeah? See, you've gained the enlightenment. Okay? That's what you're working on. Higher consciousness, raising your frequency and vibration, yeah? Four Pentacles and Judgment. Slow down, okay? Not saying for you to stop, but slow down and smell the roses a little bit. Maybe a little more balance in the earth, okay? Because this is the slowest night in the deck. Just kind of slow us down a little bit, okay? Ever notice if you just rush through, like, say, a book or what have you, or a process, or learning something new, that's kind of the result you get, isn't it? Yeah. unless you know how to speed read a book in 7 minutes. Okay. Um, the advice is to slow down a little bit in this current moment, apply some of this knowledge, and just bring it down a little bit, because a lot of stuff goes past us that, you know, it doesn't take much for us to be totally here. You know, he's kind of oblivious to everything else, but he's a master. Make no mistake. Okay. So you're mastering something in that process, though. Take it a little slower. So, you know, there is another stuff that's going by you that needed maybe taken care of, because, you know, Israfel here is blowing the trumpet. That's judgment. So when we are looked upon, you know, and it's our time in that, in the cycle that, you know, we're looked upon. We want this to be in a positive light. Yeah. We don't want to be so hyper focused on all of this that, you know, we miss so much that there's judgment called on that from us missing, you know. This could even be staying in one place, you know, maybe procrastinating on some of those things. You got a list of stuff that, you know, you've been putting off to do. Check them off the list. Yeah. Back in my 20s and probably mid 30, I procrastinated quite a bit, but the point that I got to with procrastination, okay, it's masturbation. You're only doing yourself, okay, because I would get so many things I had put off: washing my car, cleaning out the closet, running these errands, doing this and that, and before I knew it, man, I'm just busier than a cat covered in his own, you know what, and all up in my head about it. See, I parted the deck. Eight of Swords is all up in your head. So if that's what it is, have a little more balance in affairs of life, not just, you know, what you're making this great progress in here, okay? All right. Look, see, Ace of Cups on the bottom again. This could be something you're not seeing by the Four of Cups here. And, you know, having the perspective, you know, you might have some tunnel vision, okay, because you're missing some things here. And this could be what that Ace of Cups. See, the second time, yeah. An Empress. It's energy, you know. It's not masculine or feminine. It's just whatever it is for you, you know, however you identify. Excuse me. Divine Spirit, great light of the all. What's coming up beyond this judgment? What's happening this week, tomorrow, tonight? Near future, recent, coming up, Spirit. What is it for us, the collective? What's the message, please, Spirit? Thank you. Want these both? Okay. Or there's three. So it would go, that's the first. Knight of Swords, Eight of Cups, King of Cups, and the Knight of Cups, with the Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Oros. Yeah. You're pretty much in your authenticity because you have that here. You have some higher understanding, okay? And you're making great progress here, okay? But it's just slow it down a little. Maybe you're burning the candle at both ends, up the middle and down the spine, and need some time to reflect and just time out for a minute. Maybe you work really hard, and you need to schedule how you're going to schedule in a little time to yourself and a little time off, and you know not quit what you're doing that maintains your frequency and vibration, okay? But in your pursuant of knowing thyself and gaining that knowledge that we later apply, that becomes that wisdom, okay? Maybe slow that down a little bit, because you're missing some things that spirit's trying to bring to your attention, okay? Whatever that is for you. Maybe you've been neglecting things. I'm not saying that you have, but that could be it. Maybe you have some oversight in a few areas of life that need a little attention, okay? Because this judgment is being blown quickly. This is the fastest night in the deck, okay? So it's asking you to walk away from something, withdraw some energy from some area, because maybe you work 2 jobs, you have home to take care of, a relationship, maybe children, animals, whatever. However full your life is, it's asking you to kind of slow down something a little bit here. Take a little time off, reflect, okay, and then move stuff forward, because the alignments in the sky, brings in certain things once they reach certain points with the moon, and then once the moon reaches that point of that, it activates that energy, okay? So we want our judgment to activate kindly to us in a positive way, that it's like, hey, good, yeah, good progress, yeah, okay. Knights Templar here. It's a pretty interesting card, but it's asking you to consider to let something go, okay? Maybe not totally, maybe just temporarily, but walk away. That's pulling your energy out, okay? It's taking whatever losses happen and taking your 2 cups and going forward, and maybe you need to declutter. I don't know. Maybe you didn't do your spring cleaning. I did like 2/3 of mine. I still got the closets and that to do, but at any rate, Oros, this is work. And we've seen the mastery of the hard work, so maybe your broader perspective needs to include a few things else, okay? That's the message I'm getting, okay? Tarot isn't here to tell us what we want to hear. It's just reading the energy of what's here, and if it applies to it, as it does. If it doesn't, but a lot of times, if it does, we let it trigger us in a way, and like, how dare you, or oh, how do you know that, or this or that, or whatever. But just be open and take it if it fits, yeah, and apply it to your life, because at the end of the day, this whole stuff right here is about change. It's about facing our shadow within and integrating our dark and our light, and becoming better, making soul progress, which is why we incarnated, yeah? That's what I got. Hope you got something out of it. I pull back all my energy, okay? Be good to yourself and others. Limelight in the twilight. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.